Hello ladies and gentlemen, SeKo Starcraft back with some more of his Amateur League BS games. I actually, to give everybody news, moved up to top 6 Gold League, so I'm actually in a position now where I can claim that I'm the best of the worst. The absolute top of the crap pile. But regardless, I am playing against a zerg, Clowntown. I'm going to take you to Clowntown. Down here on Polar Night, or Polar Ice, or whatever the hell this map is called, you'll see that I'm running out an SCV really soon, and that is not to scout. I've been really enjoying recently going for my double Reaper opening into expand, but this map's really long, so my double Reaper opening I didn't think was going to be as effective, so my mental processing was that I should obviously therefore move my barracks closer, and that would allow me to still continue with my early pressure opening. Excuse me. Clowntown, also in Gold League down here. Open up as any zerg would up until this point. I've actually run into a lot more people who've been trying to 6 pool lately. 6 pool, 9 pool, 12 pool speed. You know, those kind of things. Just cheesing it, which is really the most basic way a zerg can cheese. So that would leave me in a really tight spot. The good thing about going Reapers though is even if you do get 6 pooled, they will not have speed. So they may end up doing some good damage to your workers, but your Reaper will be able to kite them endlessly if you've got good enough control. And that's usually why opening up with some sort of Reaper play is very wise. Now my timing was a little bit thrown off here. I got my gas much later than I needed to. And that's because I'm a total loser and I don't cheese like everybody else does. So therefore my timings and build order of this is not as good. I don't quite have the gas count I need to start pumping out my Reaper. Whereas Clowntown here actually went 14 hatch, 14 pool, so he's getting his pool as fast as he can after this hatch goes down. To his credit. I mean, that's generally not the way you would do it, but heck, do your thing. Reaper slightly delayed, but no big deal. Sending up an SCV to go scout. I see the timing of this. And if we look at the vision of Clowntown here, come in, good scout. I see the gas, I see the pool timing. The pool's not done yet. So on this side, and the funny thing is, if we look at the pathing of his Overlord in the bottom left on the mini-map, he has not seen this, and his Overlord now sees that there's no complete wall off and it's just supply depots, so I'm sure he has to assume that a cheese is coming. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't know exactly how that will come to be. Yes. He does pull back that one drone so it doesn't get sniped and starts immediately making a couple of lings. But you'll see now that there is a bunker. Cancels it, gets a crawler at the top. I'm not worried. My purpose here is to try to get damage in on this, so I probably could have come up here with my Reaper and done a little bit more at the same time. This is so sad. Like, look at this path of this Overlord. It just missed where my barracks was. Very unfortunate for him. So I'm going to make 2 Reapers and then move into Marines. Back at home. Gonna move into a factory after this, so that way if I do get countered completely, I will be able to recover from this, and that's really what's important to me at this stage. I'm enjoying a Pilsner beer. If you are not from Canada, you likely have never had a Pilsner beer, and that's okay. It's not like it's a good beer, but it's one I grew up on, so I have a kinship with it. Clowntown is still making some drones behind this. I pull out my my Reapers to try to get a bit of damage in on these static defenses. Unfortunately, his static defenses aren't in the best spot, and I actually am in range of a lot of these units from my bunker. You see I'm targeting down that, and I actually get the kill. Building one more bunker. I'm just going to eject, move into the other bunker, and we end up killing quite a lot of units here. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I am in range of his spine crawler, which, I mean, he should pick it up and move it, but with all the units I have down here, it doesn't help him. This is on auto repair, just to keep things going. So, I don't know why this guy's in rally to the front. What a jerk. Still trying to produce crawlers. I think that one's not in the right spot. Just go back into the bunker again. Kill more units. Now, he did kill off the SCV, which is smart. I mean, it's important to kill that off. But I'm going to get the Queen. I got the spine crawler, and now I'm just going to head back into defense. I'm going to send 1 Reaper. I should have brought both up into the main. At home, I am expanding. He does see it, and I do have down that factory. With all my micro though, you can see that I'm not necessarily doing great on my macro. Running a little bit higher in the resources than I needed to. That guy's actually doing pretty good. 6 kills, Corporal Reaper. This does go down. He's got 12 lings on the way and a Roach Warren, but that's still not enough really to bust this. And I think he realizes that, so he is actually going to send these lings back into his main so he doesn't lose them. Speed is finished, which is awesome. But he still thinks I still might be in these bunkers, when truthfully I'm already heading home, retreating. Next base is about to finish. Gonna throw down some more barracks, and I'm gonna go move into tank and marine from there. He's gonna go up into lair, which I don't know if I completely buy. I mean, at this stage things slow down a little bit. I'm just going into solid macro mode. I am worried that he might rush for something like Spire, but even if he does, I've got Marines on the way, so can't be too worried. What is really smart is if you see this happen, maybe if you sneak out a drone or if you scout early enough, building another hatchery somewhere is always super fun. Run in my Reapers just to see what's going on. He does run his Zerglings out at the same time. I didn't catch this quick enough to salvage it. So that will go down. No biggie. Reapers are still here to be able to give me a little bit of an overview of what's going on. Now there's a lot of links streaming across here. Doesn't concern me too much. I mean, I've got my base set up. He just was checking to see if I've expanded yet. I'm sure he feels really great to know that I haven't. He's running down here to just check these other bases, because that means he's not as behind as he might thought he was. Workers wise, it's still pretty even. I mean, I want to move this command center over, but I realize that he might just bum rush me with all those Zerglings. So I'm going to siege up. Play this a little bit more defensive. That guy looks cool. He's in a rave down there. Tanks on the high ground. Pretty good spot. I'm going to try to bait his Zerglings back. Blammo. So he loses quite a bit. If we go to the units lost tab. Oh, but that's not structures. I'm on units lost. That is a pretty whopping number of difference there. He's and I know that he lost a lot at this point, but it's difficult to really anticipate he lost that much. Another command center going down. I have tons of money I need to spend. 3 barracks, factory. And I'm scanning just to see what's going on. I see the timing of his natural just finish up. And most importantly, I see that his tech path is still essentially tier 1, even though he has a lair. So now it's just getting into macro mode, producing more units, keeping up with tank production. Tanks are going to be important for a push that I'm going to do here. Essentially, when I get up a little bit of a bigger army, I'm going to try to catch him while he's trying to macro back up into this game. Units-wise, I've not been keeping up with my worker production. It's just now that I'm finally getting back into it. I'm trying to push ahead. Does have some links kicking around on the watchtower, which my Reapers should be able to take care of that, and I believe I send them out later to do so. Marines, and I'm actually making Marauders after this, so that's why I got Tech Labs. I want to be able to soak up the damage from Banelings. I'm assuming his defense is going to be Zergling Baneling. So I want tanks, Marauders to soak up the damage, and Marines to deal the really high DPS. Making workers 3 at a time now that I have all my command centers finished. Lots of scans available, just seeing what's going on. I see these things moving, so in my mind I know that he really wants to go for this tier 1 defense. And this is likely his entire army, which I believe it actually is, essentially. And there go my Reapers out to go after the watchtower. And I do check my minimap and see that there's blue coming at me, so I will run back. I'm hoping he chases me into this tank line and loses everything. I've actually got a pretty good army now. 5 tanks, a bunch of Marines, and a handful of Marauders out. Trying to keep my money a little bit lower. Going to throw down some more macro structures. My command center down here has rallied. That's alright though. He is actually moving into Spire. Called it, didn't I? I did call it. Clowntown is supply blocked, and so am I, but I'm supply blocked at a much higher amount. Supply depot is going down. Did a supply drop. 6 tanks. Lots of Marines and Marauders. Where did he put down that Spire? Because I didn't see it when I had scouted. Oh, wow, that is a great spot for it. He knows that I was scanning and being scan happy. So now I'm waiting for one more round of units to pop out, and I should be going for my push. Just rounding out near 100 supply, keeping up with my SCV production, so units wise, we see that he has passed me because he's got the ability to on more hatches. But I'm still doing okay for myself. What I want to do is send my Reapers a little bit ahead so I can try to, I was hoping, be able to catch him off guard with this big push. But that's not going to be the case. He's been paying really good attention to his minimap. He knows what's coming. Another pile of links coming out. Upgrade-wise, he's got 0-2. It's fairly decent. My units are 0-0, +1s to start. Its stim's about to finish, and they have combat shields. So it's not great, but it's not terrible. 8 banelings happening, as I had expected. I believe they have baneling speed. Yes, they do. So I'm going to siege up and stagger. I know that this is where he wants to attack me in a choke. Sending a handful of units ahead, just to get the high ground vision. And I think I killed that one tank myself with friendly fire. So yeah, he's building a bunch of lings. I know he's not going to have the control to get up the banelings he wants. I haven't even had to use my stim yet. Going to de-siege my tanks and crawl them forward. Any GG's out. Kind of a fun game. I enjoyed that. It was more about understanding the timings of when to push out, because he actually did catch up on economy. So if I had have left this another couple of minutes, he may have actually pushed further ahead. And I get into this habit sometimes of building armies and not using them. And I think it's very important that if you're going to invest in this kind of resource and not just turtle and macro up, that you go and use that army and put that pressure on. And sure enough, I caught him on the tail end of macroing, and he didn't have the units to defeat this. SeKo Starcraft, Gold League, top of Gold League, if that means anything. And we'll talk to you guys later.